Yo, 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 it's your boy 2 Step 2, and I'm back for another vid today. I'm just doing a right after game reaction to Luka dropped in 60, 20, and 10. Like, at this point, there should be no more semantics to this. I understand Giannis. I understand Jokic. I understand what these guys have done. I understand Jokic is a back-to-back MVP. I understand Giannis has two MVPs, a Finals MVP, a championship, this, that, and the third. I understand Joel Embiid is doing this thing. I understand all of this, that, and the third. I understand what KD's doing up in Brooklyn winning 9 straight. Everybody is doing their thing. I understand what Jason Tatum's out there doing in Boston. They're all doing their thing. But what this guy is doing to lead this team is some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen. Like, this dude straight up said, I'm not losing today. I'm not. If you've seen the play at the end of the game, Luka misses the free throw on purpose, gets it perfectly. They get it tipped. Luka is in midair, catches the ball, shoots it to tie the game up, and we're going into OT. We go into OT, and he's still getting buckets in OT, and he ends with 60, 21, and 10. Two steals and a block to match if you want to do that too. With only 4 turnovers. Like, I don't know what to say at this point. He's the best player on earth. There's not a player on earth I'm taking over Luka Doncic. It's as simple as that. I've never in my life seen a guy carry a team like he did today. Now now listen, I'm 920,000% overreacting to this. Like, obviously I've seen teams get carried like this before, and obviously this is just a regular season game, and it's, you know what I'm saying, the Knicks are a decent team, but the Knicks aren't the best team. But Luka is different. Luka, man, he leaves you so speechless sometimes. You're just sitting there looking at a screen like, did you really just do what we just did? Like, what we just saw, did you really just do that? Like, real talk, you really just did that. Okay. You just keep upping the bar. He just keeps upping the bar each and every time. And it's like, I don't know. What is he averaging? What is he averaging? He is averaging 32.8 points a game, 8.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists on 50% shooting from the field. And he's shooting 36% from three, which is a lot better than earlier this year when he was only shooting like 30 to 32% from three. So he's playing a lot better defense this year too. I don't think people are understanding that. He's taking on this offensive load of all this dribbling, and he's playing better like more inspirational defense. He isn't getting blown by as much. And he's like, obviously he's gonna get blown by sometimes, it's the matter of the game. He's the whole carry load of the offense. So, you take it with this and that. It's the LeBron James theory. He was carrying so much. It's like, okay, I understand if you know, say take a play off here and there. But dude, Luka is just ridiculous. He's on a different level. He's in a different space, to me at least, when it comes to this. Because, like I said, when you look at all the other top players right now, you look at the John Morants, the team is great behind him. You look at the Steph Currys, the team is great behind him. You look at the Nets, he's got a good team behind him. You look at Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, he's got a great supporting cast. You look at Jason Tatum, great supporting cast. Luka? Joel Embiid, great supporting cast. LeBron, oh shit, he ain't playing as well as this, so he's not in this conversation. But LeBron, that's so random. But Luka, his best teammate is Christian Wood. And no slight to Christian Wood, but Christian Wood's been playing hella inconsistent at times. Like, he can play so well. Like, he's averaging 17 and 8. That's good. That's good. And I don't think the coaching staff is really helping him. But in the game before this, I understand they won. He only had 8 on 33% shooting from the field. Like, you can't do, no, well, not before this one. What did he have this game? He had 20. Okay, he had 19 and 9 in this game, so that's decent. So he goes 8, 30, 19. He has a game of 8, 12, 15 before that. So he has these stretches of where he looks really good, and then he has stretches of where he looks insanely mid. And when we need him to be the second best player on this team, and that's just not going to cut it. They don't have enough talent on this team to match what they're going to need to get Luka to a championship. They just don't. Like, like they have a good supporting cast, but they need to get a second star. They need to get a second star. I mean, it's imperative that they get a second star for Luka before he eventually, like, I think, like, let us make sure that Luka is on a good deal. Luka Doncic deal. Let's make sure we are correct. Yes, he is on a 5-year, $207 million extension, which means he is locked up for the next. Sounding in 2021, he's locked up for the next 5 because that contract probably kicks in this year. Dude, you got to get him a second star before he requests out. Like, dude, like you have to get him a sec. You have to get him it. Like, his contract starts this year, so you still have a lot of time to get him the help that he would need. You have these next 5 years to put something together to try to get him the star next to him that he needs. I don't know who that is. I don't know who they can go out and get. I don't know if my thing would be. I don't know if they can, like, I would love to see, like, obviously, only reason I'm saying this because I don't think the timeline of this team matches, and maybe they could swing something where they could get him. And that would be Bam. If the timeline doesn't match of where Jimmy gets too old in the next couple of years and then they're just like stuck in no man's land, go get Bam. Or it's tough. It's a tough call because, and you can look in free agency this year and see who's going to be out there and see who can help you win some games. But it is imperative that you get a good teammate for Luka this offseason. You have to get a good teammate. Not this offseason, but within the next 2. Because, like, I can't not see Luka not play important playoff basketball. I'm saying this selfishly now. I'm saying this selfishly. I am not going to sit here for the next 3 to 5 years of not seeing Luka play meaningful playoff basketball because the Dallas Mavericks can't put the right team around him. That's not what's we can't have that. Like, we need to see Luka in meaningful playoff series. Like, we seen what he can do against the Clippers in the bubble. We seen what he can do down 3-1 in the playoffs. We need that, and I still for the life of me don't understand why they don't sign Jalen Brunson in the offseason, even though it is mildly hilarious that they beat the Knicks tonight. But I don't even think Brunson didn't play. I think Brunson's hurt, so that's hilarious. But you add Brunson to this Mavericks team. I think that takes off like 5 of their losses or maybe 6 of their losses, because I think his ball handling taken out of Luka's hands so he doesn't have to do everything the whole time would have just been better for the team. And like I think if they have Brunson, I think they're over 20 wins and easily I think they'd be a top 5 seed in the conference if they have Brunson. I truly do think that because the way Brunson and Luka played off each other, they didn't have to step on each other's toes. See, now when you have to worry about getting another star, you have to worry about a star that doesn't step on Luka's toes because he is what he is now, and you're seeing what he can do on his own. He's seeing for himself what he can do on his own. He doesn't need somebody stepping on his foot. So you need to have the right star to put next to him. So I don't know who that is. Preferably, I would want it to be a big man who doesn't need the rock in his hands. I don't need them to get like a guard and take the ball out of Luka's hands. I don't really think that's the thing to do. I think you can go out and get maybe a good 3, 4, or 5, but you need somebody who's not going to take the ball out of Luka's hands, and you need somebody who's going to either be an otherworldly defender and a lob threat, and then I'm talking elite, like they have to be able to get their own buckets too. Like, we're not just talking about like a Rudy Gobert situation where it's elite defense, lobs, and then they get caught on the outside and then they're getting screwed over. No, they need to find a guy who can still get some offense done on his own, but find a guy who can play great defense in the post, and find a guy who can mesh with Luka easily. Now, like I said, Christian Wood, like, theoretically is literally that guy, but he's not consistent enough, and I just don't think he will be that guy. So, yeah. But That's really all I have to say after this Luka performance tonight. This is a all-time performance, one of the greatest performances we've ever seen. 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and a block. I mean, you don't get any better than that, truly. I can't wait to see what the game score on this game is. I feel like it has a chance to get at the dead top. So, yeah. But yeah, it's been your boy too, Steph too. Thank you for giving me your view, and hopefully you come back sometime soon. Thank you. Peace, y'all. Yes, sir.